This is the practical part of the video, but I have very little time, so I will try to make it short. Let's start with the Cassandra. I pull the Docker image of the Cassandra and run it on the port 9042. As we already discussed the dataset, but let's see the number of ROS we have. It's around 122,000. And as you can see, it is taking the memory around 12.3 MB. So let's talk about the script. I divide the script in two parts. The first one is the pre-processing, and the second one is the actual creation of the database or tables. So let's start the first part, which I already done it because it takes too much time. But as you can see here, I have to import some of the libraries and then get all of the files on the directory of event data and write it on the file dataset.csv. As I already opened this file, the CSV file, so it will cause some problem. But let's see the number of rows we have here. It's the same rows that we have. Let's see. Let's run further. So we have the same number of columns that we discussed, and now we need to connect with the cluster. And hopefully we are easy to connect with the cluster. Yep, we don't have problem. And then we need to create the key space with the name music app ADM, and then we need to set as use in the Cassandra. As I described earlier, that use a song table require one user defined type, which is user. So basically, I just gonna drop all of the things. I lost the data, but it's okay. I will create it again. Okay, we drop the table and then type, and then we create first type because it has to exist when we are creating the table, and it contains all of the user data. And here you can see I use the user UDP, user defined type, as the frozen list, and the same goes with the other tables. So let's load the data in the Cassandra. So I take all of the unique songs because as you can see here, all of these columns I will get it in the CSV straightforwardly. But the problem is I need to put a list of users for each song. So I have to process this all of the users for each song. So basically, I take all of the unique songs, I iterate them, and I took all of the rows that has this song in S and get all of the users in these rows and concat these all users in the output variable. And I also use the user array, which basically check if user is already listened this song or not. Maybe it is possibility that user listened twice a single song. So basically, I just drop this. As you can see here, I just use the same variable output here. So basically, it is representing the listeners. Furthermore, we can see some of the songs. Okay, I think I need to run this, and it will take time. So I will continue. Here I am again. So I have already run the load part, and let's see the number of rows or the songs we have. So pretty fine here. Let's do the same thing with the user, but again we have two dependent types here, dependent UDT here for the user, which is song, list of songs, and list of the sessions. So let's see, I just drop again the same table and the types of both. Let's do this, and I need to create the first all these two types, like song and the session, and then I need to create the user table. And here you can see I use the same way. I use a list of frozen for the songs of UDP and also for the sessions. So let's create, and then again the load part. So you have to wait. It's done now. So you can see that I use the both strings as the user defined type. But here, let's see if we got the users correctly. Yes. But for the sessions, we don't need these sort of concatenations. But still, we need I use the list of the integers for session items. So I still need to iterate them, but not in a concatenated way. So let's run it to create the table. And again, it takes time. So sessions and with the items. It's done now. You can see some of the sessions here, and with the item in it. It's going perfectly. So let's try to use the Docker's external command line to execute all of the workloads we have. So I just connected with the cluster, and let's execute it one by one from the report I am providing you. Let's run all of the queries. So I started with the first query, which is search all of the songs created by an artist. And okay, sorry, I have to use music. Okay, let's run it again. So you can see I got all of the songs where the creator is Skillet, but I will explain why I'm using allow filters, because I set the primary key or the partition key as the title, but here I am filtering with the created by, so I have to write allow filtering. Let's run the other one, which is get all of the songs from the people from the particular location. I didn't copy it correctly, sure. Okay. Okay, so I get all of the songs listened by particular area. Let's run the next one. Get all of the artists who has the songs which is free. Okay, I already have the last one. Okay, here you can see all of the list of the artist, but I have a lot of data, so I have to terminate the command. Let's run another one, which is list all of the users who listen particular song. So it's pretty easy. All of the listeners, sorry. Yep, we got all of the listeners. And let's run another one. Here is the problem. The query is about search the number of songs by each user. So it's like a group by. For each user, number of rows, number of songs, and with a given gender. It's the same thing. But the tricky part is this, that if I use count function without group by, nope. I think I didn't copy it correctly. So let's do it again. Okay. So here you can see it counts all of the users, not all of the users. It get a particular user ID with the 41, which is basically the actual count of the listen songs. But the point is, I need to do it for each user, and for that I write some of the solution. Basically, we need to create the user-defined functions, and I describe it in this section. Here you can see we need to define the user-defined functions to create our own function of count, and for that I need to set this field true in the cassandra.yaml file. It looks like this, and we need to find the same attribute and mark it as true, and then we need to restart, and again it's a complete steps to follow. And then this is how we can create our own method to count the list of the list of the users of the song, sorry. So the final command is like look this, so I can do the same thing but with my function. So with my functions, which is count less. Okay, I have to create it, and for that I have to follow all of these steps, and I think I do. Okay, so we need to do the same steps, and I will do it. So for that I have to run these commands, which I already done. So basically I already have this file in my local path. I just need to put this file in the container. So and perfect. So now we need to restart the container. Of course, my terminal will be gone, but it's okay. We can run it again. Okay, let's try to connect with the Cassandra. Okay, there are some problems, but it will take time. Okay, hopefully now we are connected, and let's set the key space and then try to do the same, try to run the same function but without space. Okay, so now we have the function, and I hope I can write the query now again, which is here. Okay. Okay, now I can use the same query that I was trying before, and you know the result. But let's try with my function, which is count less. Oh, sorry, count list, and here you go. You can get for each user. As you can see, it is just collecting the first row of the user ID. Now you can see for each user we have the list of the songs. So let's run the other commands. For example, this one, which contains, it's just like matching the using the filter with a particular. So we don't have any, but I think I remember, which is A51, I think. Let's try with this. Yep. Okay. But here is the tricky part. We are just filtering the query with the user defined type. So we have to write the complete object or complete type for filtering it. So basically, I cannot use the only session ID to filter. Then we have to denormalize the schema again. So let's run the other commands. Let's see all the sessions for the particular user. Okay, I have to write it, allow filtering. So basically, in this session, I write all of the queries which I think it is right. Then I write all of the correct queries in the last part, where I write the workload in Cassandra. So you can see it's still getting all of the listeners of the particular artist. And in the end, for particular song, we will get the artist and all the other information. And it seems pretty fine because we are not using any different sequence of the partition key in the where clause, so we don't need the allow filtering.